What is up, legends? We are back, and we're taking on a new game that came out about a day ago, called Legend of Elements. So we're just gonna go in. I don't know who I'm gonna be. Yeah, cat girl. I'm gonna be the sorcerer girl. 'Cause why not? I didn't expect this to have voice acting. Why this dragon got? He got Wi-Fi? What's happening?
Adventure. Tap the screen to move and defeat monsters.
Oh. Wait, can I actually set buttons up for this? Let's find out. Create. Let's put this here. And of course, we're gonna not, I don't want to see it.
Adventure. Equip your
Got me a new skill.
adventure. Let the monsters taste the power of your core skill.
It doesn't work. So I can mouse move, but I can't WSD move? That's weird. So it's pseudo idle because you do have control over stuff. World of Warcraft orc here. This is dramatic music. Why is he not doing anything? Did you do a spell that had no... Bro, what's going on? Where's the animation for that? I'm getting jumped.
Tap to equip skills. Adventure. Let the monsters taste the power of your active skill.
Yeah, she didn't animate that before fighting the boss. That spell take 5 years to kill one thing. That's terrible.
Keep defeating monsters. You can tap.
I just noticed I am on a flying turtle. Cause reasons. These games always have cool ass looking bosses, and you don't hardly do anything fighting them. Like, look at this. I'm not even touching anything. You just win. That's crazy. Damn. Okay, that's felt OP. Send beyond the Princess 6-7.
Tap to upgrade. Tap a
We RPG managing now. I actually talked to a guy who was 65 years old this week and tell me, and I've seen him comment on my videos, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't want people to be bothered. But you probably going to know who I'm talking about anyway. But regardless, don't bother him. Just the old man playing games. So he was like, you know, I make it comfortable for him because I cover the stuff and I don't judge, even though I'm just like, it's not my thing. Obviously this is not my thing, but I'm a game reviewer. Not everything I game review is going to be my thing. Like, I try to find the coolest things I can for you guys that will be showcased. Like, even if it's like a clone game, I still will cover it. You will notice that I don't cover everything because I honestly most likely don't think the game is good. What the he is big as hell. That's crazy. But anyway, a lot of times I don't think a game is necessarily that good, so I just won't cover it. You just will never see it on the channel. I'm not gonna go out my way just to make a video just to bash a game. Granted, that's kind of like, well, it was the meta of YouTube. YouTube has gone a long way in the past 2 months to try to go away from that meta now. It doesn't want the whole drama creation thing, and will even demonetize channels that sit there and just be negative all the time and want to drum up drama, which is good. I'm actually happy for that because I think that ruined YouTube. Like that, and that ruined the gaming in general because dudes just don't even play games anymore. They just play a game for like 2 hours and they're like, this game sucks, and because of this, like, dog, you ain't even played the game, dog. Once upon a time, we used to have to play games for hours and hours to have a valid opinion on stuff. And if you didn't play the game for hours and you came out there with some like level 10 talking about you, this is the whole game type of stuff, you get ran off YouTube. Like, people would be like review bombing your video if you did nonsense like that. Now people just let dudes get away with not playing the game and talking all types of crap. Which is the grifting meta, which YouTube actively said, nah, you don't get to do that no more, which, no, that respect. And people like to say, oh, that's not freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is to allow you to say your opinion, but if you're on a private platform, which YouTube is, they don't have to let you do that. They just don't. They have sponsors, and if the sponsors don't want somebody running around disrespecting people all day, like let's say they determine they don't want black people in their game, they just come on a platform and say, why black people got to be in the game, which is what happens right now. Like, they say something is woke if a black person's in it. Like, it's woke, it has a black person in it, when we've been in games this entire time. And we've been trying to get more black people in games this entire time, but it's woke now that black people are in games. This is the most ridiculous, dumbass thing ever. like you guys, I'm a living legacy of that, where I get happy when I see dark-skinned waifus and dark-skinned husbandos because it's so rare. We've been trying to get black people in more games, and like the whole woke crowd, because all woke really is the code word for being racist or sexist. That's all it is at the end of the day. It's nothing else but that. So don't ever think that it's supposed to be anything else but that. That is all it is at the end of the day. Just so that they'll say that so they don't get fired from their jobs or ran out the community or to get their ass beat on the street for saying stupid stuff like that, because white people will beat your ass too for saying stuff like that, because ultimately everybody just wants to get along. Now, this is story time while we're doing this, by the way. We all just want to get along right now. There's no reason for all of the strife that's happening in the world right now, because ultimately everybody just wants to get along and just survive on this planet and just have fun. And most importantly, we just want to game together. I don't care what anybody else is. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care what you do with yourself, because I don't have to go home with you and I don't have to date you. But playing the game, I just care if you're just normal. And that's not to say like somebody's not normal. I'm not saying that. Can you play a game and we have fun and we take down some content together? That is all I care about. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what sex you are. I don't, male, female, whatever it is. I don't care if you identify as a damn doorknob. Can you play this game and can we beat this content? That's all I care about. I have no judgment towards anybody, and I think that's how the whole world should be. Just let people be. If they want to be identified as a doorknob, let them be identified as a doorknob. You're not dating them. You don't have to go home with them. You don't have to deal with them. Let them be doorknobs in peace. I don't get it. I don't get why people get entitlement to just demand that somebody be what they want them to be. Would you be happy if somebody demanded you to be what you want to be? Probably not. So don't demand it on anybody else. Like in gaming, I don't demand anybody like, back to on the original point, I don't demand anybody like AFK game. You never hear me say that. I even say that it's not my thing. But I can't sit up here and be a game racist towards idle games and be like, I ain't gonna cover it because they're garbage. You don't do anything in them. They have their place. Case in point, this person who reached out to me, he literally said he struggles finding people who actually review stuff and say, hey, this does this. Like, he's learned a lot and he's learned to play other games. And the reason why he reached out to me is because he was struggling with Monster Hunter. And he was like, well, how do I handle this? Because he was struggling between obviously he's an older man. I'm trying to play it on keyboard. It's not working out. And I was like, no, play on Monster Hunter on keyboard. Play it on controller. He's like, well, how I play it on controller? I don't have a system. I was like, you can go to Walmart or you can order right now, get an Xbox controller from Walmart, and then play the. And he's like, that's gonna work. And like, see, as an older man, you don't know that. So I walked walked him through it, and played Monster Hunter with him this week, kind of like just just running around with him and everything else like this. And now he's further in Monster Hunter than I am. I want to point out, like that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Actually, I don't think. I think he's killed more monsters. I'm further, but I think he's killed more monsters because I just crit pathed. I crit pathed straight to doing like Omega stuff and didn't do everything because I just was after Omega, obviously, because I'm a Final Fantasy head. But he's legit done everything. They're sending me screenshots, taking down stuff, and I'm like, damn, I ain't fight that thing. What's the deal? But that's cool. Like, you should just be facilitating, people playing games. Now, this was a person who literally played nothing but handheld games, like literally games like this, who got into other games because I gave him the avenue to get into other games. He really didn't understand that he could play certain games like that on controller, and now it's a different world for him because he wasn't good dealing with keyboard and mouse. And there's a lot of people like that who play with, like, you probably gonna have people in the comment section that's going to be like, yeah, I don't play keyboard and mouse. I play keyboard and mouse and controller, but some games I know that you got to use controller. If I can get away with doing a controller on something, then I'm going to do it. But certain games, kind of like with Monster Hunter, you kind of need to, because Monster Hunter, if you play Monster Hunter on keyboard, it's crazy. Also, I learned this week along with him how to fix the FOV at Monster Hunter. Like, you need RE framework to fix the FOV, because that's one of the reasons why I didn't play that game as much as I wanted to, and now I have that fixed. And that goes along with Borderlands. That was my problem with Borderlands 3. It used to make me sick because the FOV was trash. Now with RE framework and stuff like that, and now that I learned mods like that, I pulled the FOV back. And Borderlands 2, which doesn't matter because it's still first person, but it still pushes things back so you're not in the screen. That was what was making me sick in those games, is because they were the screen was too close. And if you didn't know, as you get older, as an older person, your eyes adjust. You start to lose there's a lens in the back of your eyes that degrades over time, and that's the reason why you start to need glasses and everything else like that. But what happens with that is your depth perception gets worse, and that's what makes you sick. And I never knew that until this week. Just putting it out there, like, it wasn't something that I would particularly know about. Hopefully this will help some people, because that's what makes you sick in games, and what gives you the motion sickness is the depth perception. Your eyes getting worse as you get older. So you either have to adjust your glasses or you have to adjust the games to make them pull back so you can see everything instead of everything being pointed in one area, because your eyes can't keep up with that anymore. And then you're straining, and then that's what tires your eyes and sends a signal to your brain that, hey, this ain't working out, make him sick. That's literally what happens. Like, I know that sounds crazy, and like, I just didn't know I was supposed to forward something. There we go. Like, why am I still looking at this? Salvage all. Give me the goodies. Upgrade. I'm getting beat up. Do skill. I didn't hit equip. That was a good story time. It actually gets more interesting as you get more skills now, though. But I am still getting beat up. Beat Divine. I'm about to die. Probably gonna die while I'm looking at this. What do you mean sensitive, dog? How is this sensitive? How about this div? Div. That's fine. That could be a woman. What's your name? Div. Craft. There you go. replace. Salvage all. We gotta catch up. Replace. About to die. Go faster. We are holding on somehow for dear life. Gear set. Activate. Can she die? Yeah, she can. I don't even know why I even sat there and look at that. I'm throwing. Absolutely throwing. I'm trying, lady. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to get ahead of the curve. I am so behind the curve right now. And when you end up behind, it's crazy. It's hard to catch up. I was like supposed to be doing this from the start to be ahead, and I wasn't. Now it's just like fighting for your life to get the incremental upgrades.
Keep defeating monsters. You can try again if you fail.
Tap what? Adept 1 to unlock stage. How did I even get there? Can't do crafting realm. I guess we gotta keep doing this. I like keep getting stronger, but her health ain't going up, dog. Like, is it just not supposed to? It just could steadily go down a little bit. I'm bad at AFK, y'all. And it partially is because she's getting more health too, but she is taking damage, and if I stop and don't do anything, I watch it gets smaller, so she can't actually die. This reminds me of the dinosaur from Dinosaurs, like the baby. That was like one of the best shows, and they had such a sad ending that they all went extinct. They got snowed in. That show was like, my dad used to love that show. Like, feed the baby. He had to get home to watch some dinosaurs. He had to. And sometimes he would even like tape them. Like set the VCR to start taping the shows, and then he would come home and watch the shows, and then he would tape like soap operas during the day. If you guys didn't know, I'm named after a soap opera. All three of my names, because I have a double middle name, are named after soap operas. Days of Our Lives and All My Children. I'm named after 3 different characters on there that my parents actually like those shows because they were like nerds before nerds were even nerds. and both gamers.
Those monster realms so strong. Oh, master. Now that's a smart
My
decision.
dad was actually the first gamer I ever knew. Back when Atari and Pong and all that. You used to play Pong like crazy, and had my like 2 or 3 year old ass playing Pong with him. That was my like little first. Nice. We adept. I can fight stuff now. I had to do that. I had to get hit with lightning. Because reasons. Wait, what? That's a cutie. Can I like transform into her? She just come help. And that whole time we wasn't actually in the game. I want to point that out. we just dial home screen like. That's a hell of a beginning. Oh, they literally make you level up that skill, and that skill is garbage. I hate it. Adept T1. T4 rather. Hey, go kill that thing. But yeah, I was like literally this 2 or 3 year old kid playing Pong with my dad, and then he got Atari 2600. And then I was like, I think 3 or 4, playing Pitfall Harry and Pac-Man and Enduro. You are gangsta if you know what Enduro is. Enduro was the game. I hated that game because it used to piss me off, because back in the day, beating games used to be called flipping them because they didn't end. What would happen is that you would go all the way to the end, and then the game would flip and then start over again. And that would be beating the game, and then you just stop. Like, I flipped the game, we good. We out of here. I don't know, a lot of people won't remember that, but that's how you used to beat games back in the day. Pitfall was like that. Pac-Man was like that. Those games never actually ended. The only game that actually ended was one that's billed like the worst game of all time, in E.T. And even technically, E.T. didn't end. You would get the stupid phonograph thing, phone home, and then try to get away from like the snake and the guy and the dude coming to kidnap E.T. And then he would go and it had a very dark thing to it, because you would trick the guy and he will fall in the pit and die. Or E.T. himself will fall in the pit and die, basically. But you would get on the spaceship and then go home, obviously. It was such a simplistic gameplay, but people wanted the movie, and I think that was the first time I ever saw a game not live up to a hype. Because people wanted the movie E.T., but the Atari game was just this little cheesy run away from the FBI and go fly up into the spaceship and get away game, and that's not what people wanted. That's why people called it like the worst game of all time, is because there was no way for technology to even live up to what E.T. was back then. That was impossible. Then from Atari went... What's after Atari? Atari was in television. And then it was the Tiger games, if you guys remember those. The Tiger games was around for a little while. And the Game & Watch games, which a lot of the Game & Watch games are on the Nintendo Game Store right now. That was like, what was that? 83, 84, 85, 86 Game & Watch. Then there was Coleco. You guys remember ColecoVision. Then NEC. NEC had a game system. I'm forgetting what it was called, but there was an NEC game system before TurboGrafx. In between all of that was the Famicom, which my dad actually had the Famicom. I'm really dating myself here, but then after Famicom came Nintendo. And that was like 88, 80, 87, 88, 89. Then the Nintendo crashed, of course. And it was Sega around at the same time too. And then it was the rise of PlayStation, Dreamcast, and 64, Wii. TurboGrafx was around Nintendo and Sega Genesis era. This bad, expensive for no reason. And then Sega CD. And then Sega 32X. A Game Boy, Game Gear, Neo Geo, and there's one that I'm missing. The Panasonic one, 3DO. Jesus Christ, man. Gaming was so much fun back then. I was waiting to get to this. This took bad long. I told like 5 stories. Like, what the hell? Jeez, man. Where the summons at? There you go.
Elegant as a startled
It's kind of cute. I can dig it. Bruh. You get free summon. Team edit. Get in there. Yeah, help out. Did I do anything with her? You got help now. She got help, rather. This is that same music that all of the Wushu games use. Sword of Justice uses this music too. For all of them to use that, it legit has to be something special. Like some person in China made it and it was like, this is from my people. Gotta be. There ain't no way all these games will keep making it and then nobody flagged nothing. Does he do anything? Kinda. Nothing to claim. How about here? Nothing to claim. They out there battling. Give me this though. Pet breeding. How much it cost to summon? Dog, we ain't got hello? We can't just, I'm not watching no ad though. I think we done. No, I think we are actually done. There was something unlocked right there. Yeah. This. Recommended power? What is mine? Oh, I can do that. Damn, we just ran up in there and beat him up. Got it Don't have that recommended power. How are you just gonna double it? What's good with that? Flip the passive skill. Damn, I had stuff I ain't even put on. Cool. I'm throwing. Enter the quest system. And that pushed up power like greatly. Yeah, they just fainted now. Replace, replace, replace. That was all. Yeah, I think we're done. So you let me know what you feel in the comment section below. I think this thing again, I think we talked enough and gave it enough time to actually rock. So yeah, I will catch you guys next video. Be legendary, you know, try it out. If this is to your liking, these types of games, go for it. See you guys soon. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love everybody who stops by. You guys always make my day with your comments. It's always funny and whimsical and gives me a reason to keep going. So be legendary, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.